arteriosclerosis, arterial diseases. So how can we train that? We can train it only with this constant exercising, circulatory exercises, and that should be done at least every second day for a half an hour by the conventional way. I'm saying by conventional way because I came across an incredible exercise machine, which is the range of motion machine, and I'm just about to figure it for myself how that exactly works. It made sense to me immediately when I heard of the short time and with the full range of motion, how much is possible to have results made in our system. And as our running life is, we don't have so much time for exercise, and maybe we don't even desire to exercise so much, but something that could shorten that time, this machine would definitely help it, and then give a basic, keep the body strong and in a certain level of the circulation is definitely can be kept total well, and then at the same time is still needed, although I started doing that and discovering how this works, still needed those general exercise routine, and maybe someone like swimming, and yes, the stretches, very important on the end of every routine. It's very important, and even when we do stretches, it happens that one direction it goes ease, and it's not so much stretching effect because the muscles are all good enough and stretchable. And when we do the other side, then we realize suddenly that the same muscle that was good on the side we done before, then on the other side is shorter, it's more stretchable, it's a little more ache and needs more time to relax. And usually my recommendation then that we go back and then do a little bit again motioning, range of motion, repeat the motional exercise, just moving back and forward, like extending and bending the arm, extending, bending, just repetitive motion in the full range of motion. In either way, we can do with the trunk, we can do it with the shoulder, and I had this basic exercise routine in one of the shows, and we're going to have a follow-up on that, and then I go further and then show next set of exercise routine that very specific for certain individuals, but anybody can practically use it, and then have those routines repeating. It takes like 5 to 10 minutes maximum to go through those, and then after those routines are done, we can go and stretch. And then the side which is more painful, shorter, less motion is possible, usually we start next time on that side, and then we go stretch the other side and go back to this side again, which needs more stretch. So with that practice, we're gonna reach the ratio of 2 to 1, and then acceptably, of course, the side is improving, which we stretch a little bit more often. And again, when the stretch is over, has to be repetitively move the body, and I call it neutralize it, because we want to integrate this with the nervous system that has to acknowledge that stretch. It has to acknowledge that the joint can stay different, move different. For that purpose, we have to go back and repeat the motion left, right, again and again, although we stretched it, because we want to integrate that result practically into the nervous system. And the exercise routine, again, is important. I call it not even exercise so much, but rather a routine. It's important, the continuity. A short time of period doesn't need hours, but consistency, and every day, every morning, every evening. That's we call it the body hygiene or the spinal hygiene, and of course extremities are involved, and try to integrate the entire body. And when that goes well and there is nothing remarkable, then we still fine. So we don't need as often chiropractic adjustment. And if we go well for months because we are balanced and we do all these routines, and our life is in balance as well, no emotional stress comes, the job is going well, or nothing remarkable negative happening in our lives, so then we go longer without adjustment. Maybe everybody can practically feel and decide after reaching a certain level of understanding the body and listening and acknowledging and be able to feel the body, have more awareness. This awareness has to be developed. As long this is not that high, we don't connect yet so much, then I recommend always when you come in, and I worked on you a couple of times, then I would say, I have the feeling if nothing goes wrong, everything is fine in your life, you would have the neck adjustment, would be nice to have it in 3 weeks. And then you came in, for example, in 3 weeks, and I have in my memory bank exactly connection to everybody's body. The moment I touch somebody, I have this memory somewhere. Everybody has a tiny little drawer in my head, maybe. I don't know how this happens, but I have a really good memory on that. So from one time to another time, of course taking the notes where the adjustment happened, but I also remember. So connecting so well to every individual, it helps me to feel, that went really good, and the body was holding very well alignments, and look at that, there are some other areas, so the body shifted in a good way, some other areas start opening up now, then I can say, okay, if everything is okay, you can come in 2 months. And then in 2 months we have again see the notes, and if nothing happened in between, it's always free. You can call me, you can even ask me, what do I do now? I feel like I can't turn my head, so today morning I woke up and so and so. Do I have to come in immediately? And then of course I could say, oh, did you do your morning routine? Did you do those routines they relating to the head, neck,